My name is Mark Bowles. I am the founding co-owner of Intrinsic Provisions. I had always been a gear nerd at heart. I'd always loved to ski, mountain bike, spend time outdoors. After a while in my original career, I sort of hit the burnout stage, and I had this opportunity to write a white paper for a friend on the state of retail and shopping. My prediction was that things were going to get smaller and not necessarily bigger. My friend looked at and said, "This is fascinating, it's really interesting. I have no idea what I'm going to do with it, but I have a feeling there's a business somewhere in there." In my mind, I had thought that it would be really interesting to bring to this community a sort of outdoor lifestyle store of brands that you wouldn't necessarily find at some of the bigger stores. And that was really the motivation behind it. We are the second ever of 2 Black-owned gear shops in the country. Because there aren't a lot of people of color in outdoor spaces, the immediate fear was, why do you have permission to be here and what makes you knowledgeable about this space? Irrelevant of the fact of, how I got here, how long I'd been participating in various activities, what gear I had, whatever my experiences are, the question was always there. This past, 2 to 3 years, it's just been a doozy. It's been a lot. And at some point, we had to draw a line in the sand of where our values were. The importance of our values intersects also with other things in dealing with things like the environment. We are a business that is inextricably tied to the environment. So that tied very closely to how we decided on what products we would start to partner with or continue to partner with. There were a lot of brands that had since been sold to private equity firms, parts of companies that had gone public. The value of those brands was defined by things like stitch count or fabric or and not necessarily quality. And I kept seeing more and more of these smaller brands popping up where the founders of those brands were motivated because the brands that they had used weren't living up to their expectations, and they felt to themselves, I can do it better. Originally, the concept was that we would have roughly 8 to 10 brands shuffle through the store in a given year. We really needed what we call an anchor brand, brands that had a little bit of name recognition, but were still largely direct-to-consumer businesses, or geographically, they may not have been so present on the East Coast. I set out to find those brands and present them with the means of working together where we actually don't own the inventory for those brands. And we were also presenting an opportunity for some of these brands to actually have a lot more square footage in a store. People, by and large, still really like the ability to be able to see, feel, and touch. We give them essentially almost as much room as a 30 by 30 trade show booth if they were to display all of their wares at a trade show. So for a brand like Stio, for example, they can put most of their spring catalog or seasonal catalog into our store in a way that people can interact with it physically. The only other way they could do that is if they found themselves in Jackson Hole, or they just ordered it and brought it to their house. What we noticed is, especially around the holidays, that there were people who made a really, really concerted effort that they were only going to shop in this square for the holidays. The sense of community is absolutely what enabled us to survive. More than anything, I have to say thanks to all of our customers and the support that we've gotten. I can't thank people enough for their just continued support, coming back, checking in. I wouldn't be here otherwise.